If you've been following my channel for a while, you'll remember that back at CEO 2023, I had some pretty nice matches, and I said I would upload a bunch of them and never did that. So this is me doing them now. If you're a new fan, you might not know, but I am terrible at competing. I came to Tekken during the online era in COVID, and I put up some decent results in the online settings. But as soon as I went offline to majors and regionals and tournaments, I would severely underperform. Didn't even make top 64 at Evo, way outside of top 32 at Combo Breaker, just consistently underperforming. Not only from a results angle, but just putting out the gameplay that I wanted to. So the title says that nobody believed in me, but I think it was more that there was this just unspoken undercurrent that I was going to choke whenever I was in a high-intensity situation. People wanted to believe in me, but I never really delivered. And I even became convinced, look at how stressed I am in this image here, right? Even I became pretty convinced that, it wasn't going to happen. So this is my match against former world champion Chikurin from Japan. The level speaks for itself. World champion. He's beaten the best of the best consistently. We are in CEO top 2023, top 16 in the 2023 bracket on the winner's side. Winner of this goes into top 8. And this is kind of a big deal because at this point, Anakin had been eliminated by Gerlanda. Joey Fury had been eliminated by Ryef. So the only Americans left in the bracket were me in the top 8 winner side, or top 16 winner side. Fear of Silence, a Dragunov player from East Coast, who also came up around a similar time as I did, and JJ Breeze, a Law player from Atlanta. The only Americans left were new blood. And we had to fight the best of the best if we were to make it to top 8. We had to beat the best of the best to even make it to top 8. This is an overwhelming moment and match for me, so let me just get into the analysis. Okay, let's start the match. First thing, before we do anything else, I should probably cover the matchup. So, Noctis versus Leroy. This is the nerfed Leroy, not in his godlike state from before, but it's important to still note his tools. That 12-frame counter hit launching mid, even though it is unsafe, is still extremely potent. He still has an orbital hell sweep mix-up. Orbital being a mid kick that jumps over lows and launches, right? It's usually safe too, so you can't punish it if you just block it. And then he has a hell sweep, which is a launch punishable low, so if I block it, I get a huge reward, but it will knock you down, set up a lot of advantage situations for the attacker. Leroy has a god parry, which means he can parry literally anything, including swords. Noctis, for example, can parry swords, but he can't parry elbows and knees, so he's closer to like a true Tekken parry in addition to weapons. But Leroy's parry is a god parry. Leroy has stance offense, so he has offense that puts him into stance, which allows him to continue to mix you up. And something that becomes very relevant in this set in particular is his counter hit launching low. However, despite all the strengths, I actually think this matchup is kind of Noctis favored. I was a bit surprised that that Chikurin picked Geese, but Noctis's range allows him to control Leroy's approach. Right, so Leroy has all these tools, but they're not really useful if he can't get in. Noctis is one of the few characters who can kind of contest him from getting in the first place. The only exception is if Leroy uses his cane, which is like his second rage drive, I guess. I didn't write that down, but it's pretty strong. Noctis has up forward 1, which helps him fight back against the slower offense, but still can lose to this counter hit mid. And then Noctis down forward 2, the whiff punish god. He is playing these ranged pokes, he is playing these counter hits, so if he decides to just move backwards, and they're trying to navigate around these big hitboxes, these high reward counter hit threats, they have to either swing sooner, which means if we're standing here, swing sooner to try to snipe me, the Noctis player, or they have to get in first and then swing. In the case where they swing sooner, down forward 2, they're down to whiff. If I don't do anything and they swing sooner, I'm here, whiff punish. If they go in first, then up forward 1. Right, so these are the dynamics that make Noctis so powerful in general, and Leroy has to kind of play into that. So even though Leroy is the god character, I think Noctis actually has a slight edge here. This started out really well. So I came off the win against Arslan Ash. I was on the winner's side. I was on player 1 side, and we rolled infinite. These are all huge factors in my favor, and he didn't pick Geese. So many, many amazing factors for me. However, the title says Tekken Scrub. My gameplay is very scrubby here. I'll show you in a sec. So I'm running backdash and 2-2, just my very default game plan that I've been running since I really started studying Tekken. I figured, why not run away? Why not find counter hits? Speaking of which, up forward 1 off of a weird delay situation, right? We run up and just stand still. He does a down forward 1, and I just throw out my counter hit launcher. Down back 3. Start playing some more 2-2, trying to choose on my terms the times that he's allowed to attack me, right? So if I sit still too long, he can run up and he can play Leroy's Hell Sweep, he can play Orbital, he can throw his own counter hit attempt, he can start poking me. So if he starts chasing me like this and going into range 0, I'm going to throw my 2-2. I want to put a hitbox out so he can't do whatever he wants. 2-2 up forward 1 catches him. 2-2 obviously being -9, however, because of the extension threats, people tend to hesitate. So I hit the 2-2, sit still, and he sits still thinking there's going to be more, and then I throw my up forward 1. Everybody in America calls this the PhiDX, the scrub tactic. It works very, very well. Forward 4, switch sides, wake up. I do a roll to try and catch his side roll, but he does a get-up kick. Luckily for me, no full launch. He hits me with a low. I play a sidestep right, 1-2-2. Very, very nice. Keeping it clean at the end there. 2 big counter hit launchers and 1-1-2-2. Tekken 7 round. And now I'm playing that up forward 1 timing where where we like close the gap and then sit still. And he doesn't bite this time, right? Chikurin adjusting. World champion stuff, you know. Nice duck, but he doesn't launch me. Feels good. Taking a lot of poke damage out of my movement. That's kind of annoying. Throw is broken. And my entire goal here is to just do my thing. You can't overthink that he's a world champion. Can't overthink what the matchup should be good or bad, etc. I just gotta flow state my way to the win. And if my instincts are telling me to backdash, I'm gonna trust them. And I noticed that Chikurin's Leroy is catching me with a lot of these down 4s, right? Counter hit launching low, mini launch, not a full launch, but I'm keeping track of this. This will become important later. Because I'm backdashing so much, his only real way to hit me, unless I don't break throws, is this low, right? Like, up forward 1 will stop him from approaching high, and 2-2 will stop him from running in. So the only way he can hit me is to get around my 2-2 timing and my up forward 1 timing and chase my backdash with the down 4 because it advances so far. Anyways, I didn't break the throw there, you know. Scrub tactics. Scrub behavior. Not really a tactic. I start playing some forward dashes. I just kind of want to change it up. You know, people will say a lot of things about forward dashing, like you have balls, things like that. My thought process was really simple. It was just, I've been running away the whole time. Let me change it up. And he is very clearly playing a hit and run style, right? Like just kind of sitting still, doing the down 4, doing down forward 1. Like not a lot of stuff. Like he does a fuzzy duck there, and then I think I catch his next fuzzy duck with the back 2. The important thing to note is at low level, you won't see this work very well because people don't do a lot of blocking. But I knew that my high level opponent was playing more hit and run, less like random launchers. So it would work. Nice low parry. Obviously, a full launch is preferable, but if you only did the first hit, I wouldn't have gotten it anyways. So I think low parry is actually a fine option there. Side roll, catch, spear trap, and I didn't believe. This is the thing, don't psych yourself out because he's a world champion, man. I do my day 1 scrubby pushback trap, and he's not ready for the punish. So I actually generate a whiff here, realize it too late, and then try to punish, and the second hit hits me. But I really should have just had faith, you know? There's no reason to, especially if I'm going to go for that read in the first place, I need to have faith in it, you know? Combo into Rage Art. I have 1 pixel of health left. Throw it away with a 2-2 back 2. The reason I do the back 2 here is because it covers the whiff. I expected him to whiff punish this. So I do the back 2. Really scrubby tactic, PhiDX. I don't know what this guy is doing up here in top 16. But, oh my goodness. Sidestep 2, whiffing. Yeah, look. Now I'm playing a lot more forward movement still and playing these sidesteps. Nice fuzzy on the down back 3, but no punish. And here my idea, again, is I don't want to play around that move, like him advancing into that move, right? So I'm just taking the initiative and trying to convert that into his mistake. And maybe I can find an up forward 1, maybe I can find a whiff. Forward 1+2 might clip him. Ooh, hop kick! I forgot I did that. That was cool. This is, again, kind of paying attention to the fact that he's doing a lot of the down 4, right? Like when I'm backdashing and moving around, he can't really hit me. So after I've generated some pressure with my forward movement and my aggressive pokes, A fortunate up forward 3 did the job. 2-2. Now I'm just playing my standard shit. Oh my goodness, look at this. So 2-2 is a mini whiff punish here. He ducks for the next low because I'm +6, so I get a mix up pretty much for free. It's hard for him to move. And then he tries to sidestep to the right, which 2-2 tracks. So off of 3 huge mid pokes that are safe, I get about a third of his HP. I'm just gonna keep playing 2-2. Why not? You know, like it's not gonna kill me. Like he could counter hit me, but you know, he didn't. Threw my up forward 1. He didn't bite this time. 1-2, 1+2 string check, refloat. Yeah, and I think the only Noctis players I'm aware of in Japan were Jotaro, and then maybe some other like lower mid-level players, but they don't play this kind of style of Noctis, like movement heavy, the safe pokes, right? So I felt really good about using this style, not only because it might be unfamiliar, but because it's natural to me. It's just how I play the game. Lots of up forward 1, lots of 2-2. He plays 1-1. I just jab back with 1-2. More scrub tactics. Listen, so he blocks the down 2, which is incredible. If he launches me, I die. Right? I just ripped the extension because I was scared. I was like, oh man, if he blocks this, I'm going to die. I just got to kill him. If he holds the duck here, I also die, by the way. So this is a do or die. This button I hit is do or die. If he stays ducking and goes under the high, I'm completely toast. However, he tried to hit the punish on the first hit, and that gave me the window. Well, that just made my decision work. It's not even like I took advantage of this opportunity. I just hit down 2-2 and prayed to the Lord. And it worked. It paid off. So, stealing around, could have died. Lots of really, really poor gameplay with the 2-2 back 2 and things like that. But tournaments are inherently ugly. And that is something you guys have to really understand if you go to compete at majors or even locals. At tournament, nobody is playing their best. Everybody is worse. We flew out Chikurin here to the prestigious state of Florida in the U.S., okay? Daytona, Florida. He is certainly not in top condition having to battle the conditions that are Daytona, Florida, okay? So, scrub tactics or not, sometimes the tournament calls for it. And I wish I could say I did it intentionally with all that in mind. I was just scared. It just happened to work. Anyways, we're on Dragon's Nest. This is his counter pick, but this is actually my favorite stage, right? So, I'm playing a lot of forward dashes here because it was working so well. Not a flex, not a confident thing. I was just like, okay, can I get something out of this opportunity? He's not throwing random launchers. I mess up my setup again. I really need to believe in it more. If I'm going to do it in the first place, at least be ready to do your follow-up, right? So he gets a launch punish this time. And now I have a wall to contend with. Even though I was running away constantly before, I actually prefer the walls as a Noctis player. Although now, at this situation, I'm at like, what? Horrible life deficit. There's the counter hit down 4. Again, a crucial tool against Noctis because of that counter hit launching high. I did a mid at that point, but he had the frame advantage to just pull it off. Okay, I get a little sidestep, or I don't even know if I sidestep. I think he just whiffed. Yeah, he just whiffed on my late tech roll. I don't get a whiff punish there. The move recovered really quickly. Up forward 1 on his offense. Looking at this situation again. He does his own like up forward 1 type move, and then he tries to do a poke after, right? But I have no reason to respect that situation. Playing more forward dashes and back 2. I noticed that he's standing a lot. I don't know why he tried to punch parry here. Maybe he thought I would back 2 again. That's the thing. He was like really respecting the back 2 when I had swords and plenty of other moves that were a threat. So here he whiffs at this range. I just throw my rage drive. And this combo is crucial. Could have killed. This could have been a kill combo, okay? So sidestep 1+2 here. There is a way that if I don't mess up this angle, I could do another 1+2 and then wall splat. But this is still not bad. And then I just ripped the demo man. He actually tried to do another punch parry. He probably expected me to back 2 here. Right? He did the punch sabaki, so that's like an attack that has a built-in parry. But I, first of all, would have probably used the sword instead of back 2. Second of all, I felt the demo man would hit. Because I'm not really playing lows right now, right? I played the down 2-2 at the end there. And he blocked like 1 down back 3, but really not a lot of history with that move. Especially the way I've been playing is so conservative and safe. I think an instant mix-up is kind of unexpected. So, gotta go for it. Now I'm playing these forward dashes. He catches me again with this down 4. And what I do? Sidestep down 2 or something? So the fact that I did a hitbox makes me really vulnerable again to a counter hit, even though I had sidestepped. Alright. Guaranteed jab string and counter hit. Playing really close. I want to keep the ranges tight. And again, he gets this counter hit launching low, but no follow-up. I'm playing really tight because I don't want to joust with his down 4 or play around that timing, right? I want to kind of change it up. I want to push him to the wall, ideally. So, 4-4, 1+2. Just keep blocking after. Safe mid. That's up 2. Nice parry by Chikurin. 1+2 grab. And here, I have, what, 9 seconds left? I have rage. He's not... His back isn't yet to the wall where I could get the big block stun into a mix-up. I throw it anyways. Heat of the moment nerves. He got clipped by the last one. I thought maybe he'll get clipped by this one. He did not. I played 2-2 here. The reason I played 2-2 is because I'm +2 after this rage drive. So 2-2 becomes a 13 frame fast move. It would beat any move he did slower than just a basic down forward 1 or like a generic down 4 low poke. It looks like he played forward movement. I'm not sure about that one. Then I get this huge counter hit opportunity. This is unfortunate. So right here, I rip this. 2-2 is +6. He does his low. Down forward 4 frame traps him, right? 14 frames fast, +6. So anything faster than 10 frames is probably a frame trap. Could get parried. We're not talking about that. When I see this hit spark here, if I am good, I hit the 4-2 instantly, and I can hit confirm the third hit. And it's a guaranteed wall spot, and he dies. However, in this exact situation, I mess up, and I delay. So the third hit is blocked. Now I have to deal with his mix-up. Parry. So, that situation, heat of the moment, I've noticed a history of, like, unfamiliar situations with my character. So I had faith in that parry. I could have died for that as well. Scrub tactics, but again, tournament, first to 2. How many times can I say it? Playing more forward dash. Up forward 1 gets clipped. That's unfortunate. If I were a bit sooner, I would have killed him. This situation here, right there, he could have died. All right, big whiff. I mess up down forward 2 and get down 2-2. That one is really tragic. Luckily, he didn't launch me for it. Playing a lot more down 2 here. You'll notice that most of my offense was just 2-2 and back 2 the whole game, right? So the fact that he blocked this down 2 was kind of devastating. I'm like, geez, man. Like, I only did like 2 lows. So one thing I think that's important to note, I've mentioned it in a previous video, but the Japanese arcade playstyle is built heavily, nice combo drop PhiDX, is built heavily on first to ones. I think there are straight up tournaments that are structured as best of one, like no double elimination, single elimination, that's the word, right? So it makes sense that a Japanese player would see a few lows at similar spacings, at similar timings, and then respond to it, right? So down 2 here, 2-2, and then here. Neutral interaction down 2, and then here, right? Like that logically makes sense. If that is the environment he's used to playing in, where you have to make reads within very tight situations, he would respond to that low. But logically, to me, I would not have responded to that low just because of the health lead, right? He was in a situation where he just had to keep blocking. And here he does just that. I play the up forward 3, knowing that he ducked my down 2, trying to catch his offensive approach, and he just stays patient and blocks. Very solid. So PhiDX, with a 2-0 lead, suddenly that bounced back to 2-1. He was 1 round away from winning. Swings into the string. Another scrub mistake. Just have to block, man. Half HP gone. 60%, 70%. Throw break is good. Counter hit again. Blast hit situation. He goes low. Suddenly, what was a 2-0 lead is final round. How did this happen? Backdash, backdash. Back to my default. Running 1+2. You not often use... This is the first time I used it in the set. Really, really good move. However, a lot of pro players will snipe it with a jab or a quick sidestep block. Chikurin not ready for it, obviously, because it was the first time I did it. But can't get too comfortable abusing that. Big whiff on the counter hit 1+2. And here, this down 4, this freaking move continues to be a menace, right? Going underneath the up forward 1. So I'm spamming forward 1+2 to try to snipe him. The increase in pressure you can tell is happening because he keeps doing this move, right? So at this point, I really lock in. I say, okay, come on, man. You know this low is coming. You've created gameplay where he has to do this low to get around your other moves. You know what that means? It's time to low parry. Break that throw. Okay, don't get counter hit. Put on a delayed low poke timing, right? Remember, before he kept ducking my down 2, so I dash up, do nothing, and then do my down by 3. Up forward 1, doesn't bite. Down forward 1, just some pokes. I don't want to get low parry. There's the low parry. That's what I'm talking about. I was so hyped when I landed that. And look at this combo. Last mix-up, I did a demo man last time. This time I'm going mid. Adjust for the combo as best as I can, but it's not enough. You see this here? This is the best I can do. Okay, maybe if I sidestep left, I can build more wall space. But my priority is keep him at the wall, keep the pressure going. So down forward 4-2 would have hit the wall. I had to stop. I didn't have any way to gauge that. I do a jab, which is correct here, and down 3 is guaranteed 1 pixel of health. And now, this is a first to 2. This is tournament. Do the roll, do the down forward 1. This was... I was so proud of myself here for not completely selling. After dropping that combo, after eating so many counter hit lows, I didn't run up and just do a demo man, right? It's like, okay, let's run back all of those same interactions, but I'm going to play safe with a little spice, of course. Sidestep right, down forward 1. He's been ducking so often. Down forward 1 lets me keep playing the game if I'm wrong. Very, very happy with how I played there. And a lot of people were laughing at me, my girlfriend included. She was like, dude, you look ridiculous. What were you doing up there? That's Tony, my training partner and coach. I was so happy because this is my first offline top 8 at a major. And that is, for someone like me, who I came into many of my tournaments streaming first. I was a streamer first before I was a competitor offline. So I kind of did it out of order. And I was winning a lot of the offline tournaments, or online tournaments, sorry. I was doing really well in those. And every offline I went to, I would just scrub out. I think I got like I didn't make top 64 at Combo Breaker. At Evo, I finished like 70-something. At the last CEO, I actually did okay. I like finished on the bubble of top 8. But I was consistently coming up short and like losing to people I haven't heard of. People would always ask me, what's going on for you? Why'd you lose? Things like that, right? So I had such a long history of just failing, of just horribly failing. So the reason my pop-off is so ridiculous is because this is a situation that is such a turn on the head for that. I'm fighting a former world champion. I'm at an offline major. We're all fatigued, exhausted, nervous, right? The crowd is really, really loud. Look at this guy jumping in the back, Foxhound. So the pop-off isn't, I beat the world champion. Nah, it's more like, finally I played the way, or performed somewhere near what I felt I trained for, to train to be able to do. And as you saw in the gameplay, it was not clean. It was really ugly. But tournaments are ugly, and that's probably the only thing is so many people I talk to and work with are very, very hard on themselves. They're very, very very serious in their approach, which isn't a bad thing. But it's important to recognize that there are moments where imperfection is rampant. It's what is just going to happen. And being able to stay flexible and play despite that is kind of the mark of a strong competitor, right? I was so happy just to continue to work on my focus. At this point, I barely practiced the game in terms of learning frames or learning situations or matchups. I would sit down and play the game, and all I would do was focus on breathing in and out and looking at the screen. So to have the focus pay off, even in such ugly gameplay, was huge. And to be the only American, to the last American in the top 8, was unthought of. You know, like, given tournaments are all high variance, right? That's not a dig at like any of the players who didn't make it. It's more like, wow, I never thought that I would be the guy that America was looking to compete in the top 8. That was a really cool match. I'm glad you guys sat through the ride. If you did, if you enjoyed this kind of content, please leave a like, leave a comment if you thought I missed anything. If you want to call me a scrub, go ahead. It's in the gameplay. Leave a subscribe if you want to see some more too. Leave a subscribe. Please subscribe if you want to see more too. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out, guys.